and welcome to Join the Anarchy.
Welcome to Chin's the Anarchy! Chin!
Yes, Join the Anarchy, the interactive and improvised Shadowrun Anarchy actual play podcast here live on Twitch on the Shadowcasters network, which I always keep meaning to be like, hey, we're on this channel called the Shadowcasters network, and it is really awesome, and we play all kinds of fun RPGs, and we have lots of Shadowrun content all over the webs. So yeah. Speaking of which, okay, first off, there's a lot to talk about. So first, it's 2019.
Woo!
First episode of 2019.
We all lived, guys. Cheers. We're not on fire.
Damn it.
We're smoldering, but we're not on fire.
Wait, was there was there another end of the world thing?
I don't think so.
Every
I'm
year.
just talking in general.
Yeah, no, we're just happy to be alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what 2019 means?
Hey.
One more year away from Kanye West being our president.
Yeah.
Oh, Kanye for 2020.
Not my president.
I would love to hear
I'm
his
in Canada.
speeches, because they probably make just as much sense
Yep.
as his music.
Yep. Mm-hmm. In addition, okay, so we talking about the Shadowcasters network, I wanted to plug this tomorrow night. This is Tuesday, January 8th. We are going to be having a roundtable of like literally almost every single podcaster, Shadowrun content creator whatsoever that exists currently putting out stuff, regular content. And we had so much interest in doing this. We had like 17 people, so we had to actually split the groups into two because Discord can only hold 10 people at a time. So yeah, so that's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be taking place at 9 p.m. There's gonna be one group at 9 and then one group at 10. I will be
Eastern.
in the 10 p.m. group. Eastern, thank you. So yeah, we have all kinds of people, including, and I'm just naming like, you know what? I'll just pull up the entire list because I
Just
have
name drop them.
Just name drop all of them. Okay. So in the first group at 9 p.m. Okay, so first off, both groups are going to be hosted by Bobby of Complex Action and of Pure Heart Descent, and then Arcology podcast. Oh, there we go. Bam.
Hey,
it doesn't even fit in
Eric.
our text box. So here we go. Group 1 is Blair Britt of Neoscum, Cassie Levitt of Emerald Grid, James of Deniable Assets, Jesus of Low Country Shadows, Jules of Seize the GM, Opti of Neo Anarchist Podcast, and Paul Greenleaf of Sonic Realms. And then Group 2 is going to be Bamps Without a Net, Cassie Polehammer from Original Box Set, Chris Henry from Crit Squad, Damien from Violent Life, Mike Louie from Drek Happens, Nathan Blades from The Talent Agency, moi from Join the Anarchy, and Palmer from Radio Free Detroit.
Yeah.
And resident Join the Anarchy troll.
Yeah. That's a lot of
The good kind. The good kind.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey,
It is a lot
dear,
of people, and I'm very
dear
excited.
Shadowrun and Cyberpunk casters who always invite only Oz to all of these events.
Yeah.
We're here too.
Yeah.
Why can't I be in? I'm hip. I'm sexy.
we have a lot
Why
of-
can't I have it?
There is a representative for every show.
Mhm.
One. Otherwise, I would love to do like just full on groups, but we can't. It's too many people. It's too much. It is too much. It cannot be done.
I count as
Oz
a
is the
three.
favorite. That's
Excuses, Oz.
fine.
Excuses.
It's fine.
I
You're the
run
favorite.
I run this
Get
show.
it.
I actually,
You're
I got.
beautiful. We get it.
Well, you know what? I got in touch with like everybody, and within 24 hours, I had 17 people, and I was like, oh my Jesus Christ, I don't know what to do with all of this. Well, actually, except I do. So yeah, roundtable tomorrow night. Check us out. And this is like a yearly annual thing too. This has been going on.
Oh, you're gonna be on next year,
since-
Trev.
The chance of it.
Yeah.
Who wants to pay
This
for me to go
is,
to Gen Con?
Yeah, same. Can we start
Please.
a GoFundMe
Please.
page for Travis and Paige, please?
Ooh, that'd be so fun if we were all there.
A GoFundMe for two
Yeah.
people.
Do it.
Ooh.
Do it.
Damien just put together all of the voice lines and stuff for the first episode of Cybernautica dropping this Friday. One half of it is going to be good, and it's not me.
You're the other entire half.
No, I'm half of it, and then the other half is I don't know my cast members' names yet because I'm a bitch. But you'll find it. Yeah, I'll plug it later. But I wanted to be self-deprecating real quick and say half of it's gonna be terrible.
Trav, you're a rock star. You're gonna be amazing. It's gonna be so good.
It's
It's gonna be so good.
For those of you who don't know, Cybernautica is a new podcast by Damien of Violent Life. Well, he's basically just kind of like done a completely different non-Shadowrun, but still cyberpunk mixed with BioShock. I'm so excited, and the voice acting and the sound design and all of it is just fucking beautiful, and it's getting a lot of attention. So
I remember, because I was when I was playing Thomas Saturday on Shadowcasters Network at 5 p.m. It's a Pathfinder game with 2 GMs. Anyway, when I was playing that, we were talking about it, and correct me if I'm wrong, but is it partially canon to Shadowrun or Shadowrun Lore or something like that? Maybe Cybernautica. I remember we were talking about something being canon, and I was like,
Cybernautica is completely different.
Completely different.
I'm probably I'm horribly wrong then.
I think there was someone was playing their own game that was in the Join the Anarchy universe.
Oh.
I can't remember who that was. I remember someone coming in and being like, "Hey, I had like Ziggy and stuff." I think they were talking about like Swolar Bear.
Oh yeah. I mean, the thing is, like, we're at this point, every one of our shows has had some kind of bleed over from somebody else that
definitely.
And so we're all just one big melting pot of story. It's really interesting.
It's fun.
If we just had the 4 of us and not anything else, I cannot even think of one episode that was just the ideas that we came up with. Like, it was all chat and other people that caused that inspiration, caused that flood of creativity.
Here's what we do. We assassinate all the other Shadowcasters. Yes. Everyone who has ever played Shadowrun ever. And then everyone comes here and like, look, it's the only cyberpunk podcast there is.
Then Oz will invite us to all of the streams.
Exactly.
Yeah. I was going for evil T, but I went a little bit too much to the left, so it just became like...
Okay, so speaking of evil...
let's get to the show.
Actually, no, wait. Before we get to
the show,
I really do need to tell this story. Okay.
Go for it, please.
Okay. And I swear to God, this is worth every minute that I'm going to tell this story.
I'm so excited.
Okay, so when I was moving into this house, okay, we had like barely any furniture in here. We're painting this room, my mom and I, right? And Adrian caught my fever. I was sick over the holiday break. He got my fever. It was really bad. And so he was sitting out in the dining room. And while he's out in the dining room, he just kind of like passes out, like he's sleeping and whatever, and he drops his phone, and I go outside, I pick up his phone, I put it on his chair, like nearby-ish, him-ish. And I come back into the room and paint. And my mom and I hear a pssh coming from outside in the dining room area where Adrian is. That's my husband. And I'm like, what was that? And we hear it again. Psh. And we're like, okay, maybe it's Adrian making a weird noise. I go outside, I watch Adrian, and he does not make this noise. And I'm like, okay, it's probably over, fine. Come back, start painting. About 10 seconds later, psst. We're like, what the? Okay, go back outside. Okay, watch him intently. He doesn't do it. And I'm like, oh my God. Okay, come back into the room. Like, the second that I step into the room, psst, and I'm like, son of a bitch. I go back outside, watch him. He's not doing the noise. And then I'm like, okay, hold on. Let me go into another room. Let me go into another room and see what happens. And it's like, nothing. He just does not make this noise. Come back into this room to paint, psst, again. And my mom is like, what is that noise? You have a ghost in your house. And I'm like, I don't have a ghost. It's probably just Adrian making this weird noise. And it would get to this thing where like my mom would step outside, he would not make the noise. And as soon as my mom walked in, psst, again. And Adrian is passed out. Like, he is not joking with us. There's no possible way. And and it was literally like, as soon as you step into the room, psst, and we're like, maybe like there's a loose marble floor tile or something, and like that is for some reason hissing when you step on it. And so I was like hopping around, nothing. And then once another one of those happened, my mom says out loud, "Okay, Ghost, that's really cute and everything, but you keep doing this and we're going to exorcise you," basically. And literally on cue to her saying that, psst, super loud and a crash. We step outside and Adrian's phone, the one that I placed on his chair, had traveled like 12 feet in front of where we kept coming in and out, and it was out of its case. And Adrian was passed out in the exact same position. And we are like, oh dear God, we have a ghost in this house. There is no explanation. There's no furniture nearby. The only way that first off, he would never throw his phone if he was fucking with us, right? Because it's marble floor. So like this thing was out of its case. The only way that it could have traveled is if I had put the phone on the ceiling fan and somehow it stayed there for like the duration of this whole thing. Like this was legit contact with the other side. So we are waking Adrian up. He will not wake up because he's like super passed out. We also don't have a thermometer in the house. So we don't, like, maybe he's like super feverish. And when he finally wakes up, we're like, Adrian, we have to go. There's a ghost in the house. And he's just like, what? And he's so confused. He's so out of it. He has absolutely no idea. And yeah, we would just, like, he does not believe, he believes it because my mom and I are both saying it, and he knows that, like, I don't believe in any of this stuff, period, the end. Like, I could care less if it exists. That's as far as I'll go. So I'm like, So we're thinking either the house is haunted and something's playing a trick on us, or it was some kind of ghost that was trying to warn us to wake up Adrian because he was really hot, like to warn us, like, hey, you need to pay attention to him.
He's not good.
Yeah, he's not well. And so that is my ghost story. It was a legitimate ghost story. It was impossible. We didn't even have cats in the house. We had the cats still at the apartment. So it's not like they could have like somehow snatched the phone and no, there was nobody here. There was no furniture. There was nothing.
Well,
and it was like the chair was behind a table too. So it had to have traveled over the table.
Keep an eye out, man.
I don't know.
I am one of those people that believe in anything supernatural, even ghosts or spirits, even from personal experience as a child. So, yeah, I would just keep an eye out.
I'm totally the opposite. I am a very, very, very skeptical, despite the character I play.
I am super skeptical. I've had weird ghosty, possible ghosty things happen, right? But this was straight up ghost shit. There was literally nothing that could have explained any of that, because like every time you step outside, maybe Adrian has a guardian spirit. That's what we're thinking. And Adrian later tells me, like, yeah, no, I never feel alone. And I'm like, who the fuck did I marry?
Why would you just say that?
Why would you tell me that? Why would you tell me that now?
You didn't think it was weird that when you guys were saying his vows, his eyes rolled into the back of his head and he says, "The blood seal has been broken."
Yeah, exactly. Just be nice.
A host has been found.
Oh my god. So, and right now I'm alone in the house.
Oh,
so if
you hear that noise,
if you hear that noise, you know what it is.
It's a ghost. Just
Nick is right.
It was so weird.
Damien is a ghost that haunts the stream because whenever Damien's around, all you hear is boo, boo.
And he comes in and out. He'll be like, hey, you guys suck. Bye.
Yeah. Our own little personal gremlin, pretty much.
He pops in and he's like, "Hey, my new audio drama's doing real well. Alright, see you fucktards later."
He's that cool kid in high school that just pops in and is like, "Sup, nerds?" And then you're like, "Hey,
cool kid." That's what we call those people at high school, is the cool kid.
Yeah.
All right, so now that we're all caught up on our hijinks, I guess, of
ghosts,
of ghosts and
we need to have a stream where we just chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like you said that, and I wanted to tell a story of my childhood that reminded me of it. But we have a show to do, so
we do have a show. It's already like 9:40, and we haven't started our show. So
well, what if we just do? What if we just do a beginning of the year Q&A hangout because everything's fucking broken.
That's true.
And there's ghosts everywhere.
And there's ghosts.
No, I want to do a show. I want to do a show.
I want to be in the show.
I miss Voltar. I played a wizard and then a circus performer this weekend. I want to play my cyber chick.
Yeah.
I want to complete the trio.
Yeah, so Join the Anarchy. We are completely interactive, so those of you in the audience, you get to participate and contribute towards the creation of this show and what happens in it. We are completely improvised, as in I have no idea what's going to happen tonight as a game master, which most people would be like, what? That's insane. That's right. I am the oligarch of insanity, and this is what I do. I've been doing it for 2.5 years now. I think I've got this. It's been 2.5 years we've been doing this.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Haven't planned a single thing. So it's like an improv show. You guys make suggestions in chat, and whenever we take a suggestion in chat, we go ahead and we take a plot point for ourselves, which are used for mechanical benefits inside of the game, and you get a raffle ticket for $25 on DriveThruRPG, which is enough to buy yourself a copy of Shadowrun Anarchy or other Shadowrun $25 books. Yeah, lots of great supplementary material for your Anarchy games. And then we're going to do that drawing on February 18th. So that's in 4 episodes. We're going to be racking up all of the suggestions, and then one lucky winner receives that money. In addition, we also have the stream boss up here. Whenever you help our channel in any way, follow, subscribe, cheer, and donate, HP gets knocked off the stream boss. And then if you are the last person, if you knock it to 0, you become the new stream boss, and you are now in line to earn a awesome bonus, which is at the very end of the stream. Whoever the final stream boss is gets to create an NPC with me for the following episode. Our previous stream boss was Palmer. Hey, Palmer's showing how it's done. Everyone. Oh, also, yeah, every time a stream boss is defeated, we all get a point of edge. So everyone gets a point of edge. Boom. Thank you, Palmer.
Thanks, Dad.
Nick with 1,000 bits. Holy balls! Thank you.
We haven't done anything yet.
That spooky ghost story.
I told a ghost story, and it was a legit ghost story.
That's good.
Legit ghost story. Thank you so much. Okay, so so that's how that works, and so we all get edge every time that that happens. Am I missing anything else? I think we just have to introduce the characters. Yeah, great. So let's start to the. Okay, Fritz, you're first.
What's up? My name's Trav. I play Fritz, a German elf technomancer with a lot of PhDs. He's very old.
Good.
Yes. Last episode you decided to hop over to Berlin for a while.
We were in Italy, and that's like a hop, a skip, and a $100 plane flight to Germany. So he decided to go home for the winter. It wasn't winter in game, but stop.
Yeah.
And yeah, so he's spending some R&R time. How long exactly that is, I guess we'll find out. But yeah, he needed some decompressing. And yeah.
Yeah, after, killing a Shadim. Can we talk about how it... Okay,
right.
You all need to watch the previous episode.
Previously,
oh my gosh.
Previous episode.
That was crazy.
Where a technomancer killed a Shadim. How do we do it?
By destroying Voltar, and I had 1 health point left. Let's have a mini flashback to.
I think Oz was trying to give people incentive to watch the previous one.
Oh, all right. Well,
yeah, which I still have to point out. I didn't get a chance to do it because I've been so busy with my move to my new house and getting attacked by ghosts. So
that bitch ain't paying rent, so that needs to start video editing. We finally found someone to do the audio podcast version.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, you're not paying rent. Make our podcast for us.
Also, thank you to Mr. Stonebender, also known as Chris Henry from Crit Squad, who is now our stream boss. Thanks, man, for supporting us. So everyone gets another point of edge.
Thanks.
And
Thank
while
you.
that's going,
Yes.
Did
Voltar.
we not want to talk about Fritz's journey to Berlin?
No.
Yeah, we will. Voltar, go.
Okay,
Good plan.
I'm Paige. I play Voltar, a completely cybernetic street samurai who has daddy issues. Last time, I nearly died with 1 HP left because the Shadim had me wrapped in a headlock, basically. And Fritz used her as a, think like water and a spare wire that's bursting with electricity. That's pretty much what happened. Spoiler alert. Fuck you.
Yeah, spoiler alert, fuck
That's-
you, Shadim.
That's me! I'm done!
Yes. Yes, and Deliverance.
I play Deliverance, a Christian mage. She is on the plane back to Detroit with a bit of a. It's been a weird couple of days. Obviously, the Shadim is big, but the thing that keeps sticking out in her mind is that she saw for the first time her brother. She hasn't seen him in a couple decades, and he tracked her down and gave up himself in order to see her again. So yeah, he told her that she could call and get in touch with him, have him help her, but yeah, she's eager to be back in Detroit to see Abe and the kids.
Yeah, yeah. So speaking of Detroit, Detroit in this timeline of Join the Anarchy has gone to mega hell because Ares, well, rather Ziggy, the troll Shadowrun philosopher, who is the resident pirate podcaster of the city, basically dropped this bomb that, hey, I've got intel that Ares is leaving Detroit, just going to up and leave and go to the Cass. And that is going to completely destabilize and fuck the economy because literally all of our eggs are in the Ares basket. And as soon as they leave, this is going to be a repeat of every other time that major corporations have left Detroit in search of greener pastures and fucked the city. So, yeah, that's happening. So the city is basically gone into total riot mode. Things are not well, and yeah, that is what Voltar and Deliverance are coming home to. So
home where everything's on fire and it smells like shit.
yeah, when you two land in the airport, and I would like chat to also give us a few, give us maybe some details about what a Detroit riot would look like in the event of, mass unemployment panic. So
it's been about 5 days or so.
I would say it's been, well, with travel time, I don't know, I'd say it's maybe been a week and a half.
Okay.
Yeah, I would imagine that I know that like the way we handled the mission, it was like 2 days in time. I would imagine after our mission, we would have had a day of rest, like just chill.
There was definitely some healing needed. So
yeah.
I'm going to spend a plot point
Go for it.
to say that recent news: an ice cream truck was rammed into the side of the National Bank of Detroit. And a robbery ensued.
Okay.
The descriptions match just a very large man and a very skinny man. And Slav beats were heard as it zipped away. Cash flying out of its doors.
The newscaster is like, we have video of these two suspects. We may, I will warn you, this video is very disturbing to watch, and it's just Unsoon's going, yeah!
Yeah, it's him. He's doing the Kazuchuk as he's like has the boombox and he's holding a gun to people's heads.
Oh man.
Are we talking about Unsoons?
Yeah.
We're talking about Swolliver and Unsoons. They like to steal
Unsoons.
ice cream trucks and also rob banks.
Yeah.
I thought they had an ice cream truck already.
They do,
Oh,
but
they did.
How many
that they stole.
How many ice cream trucks is too many? The answer is there isn't. There isn't.
I have a mini fun story about ice cream trucks. When I was very young, I watched my uncle play GTA, the really old ones, and I always wanted him to steal the ice cream truck and do flips in it. So he did.
There you go.
There you
Nice.
go.
There you go. That was actually just footage of Unstuns. He saw the future.
Yeah. So when you arrive, you arrive. Airport security is super high. Anybody that lands in the Detroit airport is basically, safely escorted out to.
Wow.
They've had to set up escorts. Knight Errant is ensuring that citizens can leave and be bused to a specific location that is safe, but really as a matter of fact, as the bus leaves, there's huge crowds of protesters that are literally just rocking this bus back and forth, and this bus has to just carve its path through this mob of people that are screaming and trying to get their points made to all of these people that just came from Rome, and they're like, what is happening here? There's let me see.
In the chaos, there have been whispers, rumors of extreme street violence, especially people mugging people and removing their cyber limbs.
Ooh.
The shadows say that Tamimus are taking advantage of the riots. Limbs and secondhand cybernetics. Oh, Voltar, hold close.
I like also that Palmer suggested that Knight Errant and UCAS military are cracking down. So I think there's still definitely unrest and extreme violence, but you also see the military out in force.
Yeah, I would imagine so.
A contained martial law within Detroit.
Oh, for sure.
Thank you for that. I tried, actually. I really tried with that voice acting there.
Yeah, for sure, contained martial law. Most of the containment is around the downtown area where the wall is. So for those of you who don't know, Detroit has this big, tall, nice wall that separates Detroit, the fancy part of town that Ares has done up to look good for PR, and then separates it from the rest of Detroit, which is a shithole. And yeah, so all of the crackdown is mainly around downtown. The rest of the city has really just been left to its own devices, and we're talking every portion. I think maybe the only place would be Dearborn because General Motors is there. But yeah, for the most part, everything, Oakland County, where Deliverance's house was, is basically a rioting war zone. The Auburn Blight is even worse than... Well, actually, the Auburn Blight's probably exactly the same. They're just we've already been unemployed this whole fucking time. Fuck you guys. But that violence, I'm sure, has spilled out into Oakland. And I like the... Yeah, and you guys hear the as your bus is carving through, and there's news outlets being shown in your vision now that you're in Detroit. That yes, there is chaos, extreme violence, and that yes, Taminus are taking advantage of the riots, and they are just basically just mugging people openly, just shoving them into white vans, and they'll basically just be found later with cyber limbs or just organs even really removed, because organ legging.
Can whoever edits this for YouTube, can we add a ding when Oz smiles there, please?
Ding.
Because organ ding.
Whoever's editing this for YouTube, aka Oz.
AKA
add that.
Nobody.
Somebody add that.
Yeah, who's doing the best of Join the Anarchy? Me.
Ooh, I like this. I will take that as well. Nick Morgan, somebody hacked the citywide PA system and is playing Ziggy mixed with terrible music. And basically it's just Ziggy. Yeah, it's just this mixtape of different quotes from Ziggy, the troll, Shadowrun philosopher, about fighting the man, not letting
Fighting the
people.
good fight.
Yeah, not letting people put you down. Love each other, like lots of all these different things, but that, and especially like do not trust the corporations. The corporations are, and so there's that's obviously not helping situations. And
I would love, because this is a trope in all like dystopian things. I'm going to spend a plot point to add on to that. To say that same broadcaster is also the one where, like, when like there's like just those windows, it's always a trope. There's those windows of a bunch of monitors that play like news, and then it'll like get cut off, and there's the guy with the like, or whoever it is with a totally like blacked out appearance, and he's like, Detroit, you have to take back your city. And he's like, the new news from the Shadow Net is like, and then it's like someone who's just hijacking everyone's news frequencies. There's definitely that happening.
I think our chat definitely needs to expand on that, because that's always really cool. I need a name. I need a name, maybe an organization name. Yeah,
it's just a blacked out. It's blacked out, and it has voice changers, so they can be anything.
Can it? Okay, when you said blacked out and voice changer, I went to season 1, so we'll see. We're doing it. So I was just like,
what?
What? It reminded me of Arsenal, because you were doing the voice, and it was blacked out.
His helmet like gave him a deeper voice, but no.
Yeah, it reminded me.
Arsenal's in Seattle. He doesn't care about Detroit.
That's true. He's kicking butts.
Is this my microphone voice? Is this okay? Wait, hold on. There's this,
and then there's this.
Which one is? No, everything sounded the same
to me. Oh wait, because I need to actually leave it. Hold on. Okay. Okay. There's this voice. What does this sound like?
Regular.
Clear?
Same.
What? Wait, how about now?
Same.
Do you have voice changers set up?
No, I have a thing on whatever. Okay, I'm just gonna put it back to its. I'm gonna put it back to its normal place. Yeah, there are people that care about Detroit. Thanks, Tagashi. Yes, actually.
You know what? Yeah. It may be changing in OBS, but not for are you changing it in OBS and not?
No, I'm changing. No, I'm changing on my voice meter.
Oh, I don't know.
We can't hear the difference. Sounds like chat can, though.
It sounds like chat can.
Chat can.
Okay. Well, whatever. It doesn't matter. So, yes. So yeah, tell us a little bit. Chat. Tell us a little bit about who this person is. Detroit.
I like the second voice. Like a second voice has a room echo. I don't know if that was for Oz, but I want to take that for this mysterious man. Can I do that?
That was for Oz.
Hold on, this voice, Detroit. How does that sound?
Wish we could hear this.
Oh, yeah, you guys can't hear it?
No,
I can't. No, you sound normal to us.
Oh, boo. Whatever, I'll just leave it.
Is it because
it could be related to your audio issues?
Is your Discord not running through voice meter? Is it running through like
possibly? Whatever, we'll figure that out some other time.
It got more high pitched.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so
welcome back to
the
Technical
guy in the
Anarchy.
is called Motown. Yeah, group is Motown. I dig that.
Where?
That's good.
Who? When? How?
Motown.
The group is called Motown.
No, I meant like who, because I'm doing the.
Oh, Nick Morgan. Nick Morgan.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So Motown is this. Yeah. So it's this like anonymous hacktivist group that occasionally takes over the airwaves and does messages of just further inciting people against Ares, and further exposing that, or basically by exposing, I mean that they're dropping like different things of different conspiracies, like this is Ares evacuating because the bug spirits are coming. This is so they're making Detroit the next home for bug spirits. They want out. They're in collusion with the bug spirits. And then another one will be they want complete control of military operations in UCAS and CAS by sending the bidders against each other. And so there's like all media news outlets, like basically Detroit has just been put on media lockdown and nobody has heard from Detroit. But that said, a lot of people aren't even really talking about it outside of Detroit because even that's suppressed. So Detroit's just kind of basically in its own like hole on the side.
Can I spend a plot point
Mhm.
to say that Gage is out of the warehouse where Voltar stays, and now he's helping like refugees who are being affected by the riots
I'm sorry,
to a safer
who's
place.
Gage.
Gage?
He's my weapons dealer.
Mm-hmm.
I can just imagine him doing that because he's an ex knight errant, and he didn't seem very fond of what Ares is doing, so he was like, "I'm getting the fuck out of here. You stay good. You stay safe, kid." And then that's the last time she heard of Gage.
Yeah,
Gage, so.
yeah. Gage is if you were to meet up with Gage, Gage is supplying. He's actually doing really. I would say he was selling weapons. He's definitely selling weapons, but like at extremely high prices because the supply. Basically, I mean, Detroit's been cut off. So smuggling weapons into the city has become much more difficult. So basically it's supply and demand, and organizations and gangs are paying top dollar, especially criminal organizations are paying top dollar for whatever weapons are left in the city to be able to start taking control of different pockets of Detroit. And so now there's like gang warfare and criminal syndicate violence out on the streets as they're trying to take control, while Taminus is mugging people and organ legging. Yeah. So yeah, Gage is turning a profit, but simultaneously he also does have people helping smuggle people out of Detroit as well.
Yeah.
On the submarine?
Sorry. I got distracted by Palmer's suggestion where it was like lots of Ares news, where they were like inside the wall saying, everything's great. Like, I got a raise. Like,
yeah, exactly. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, exactly. There's talking heads being like, any rumors of Detroit are absolutely false. Detroit is perfectly fine and stable. Everyone is actually very excited about the Ares move to Atlanta. There is a basic there is major growth and opportunity going on in the cast, and Ares has made a public statement that they will continue to support the UCAS in any way as they have been. So this will not destabilize the economy whatsoever.
Assholes.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, there's like background noise of someone banging on a door, like, "Let us in, you assholes! We're gonna fucking get you!"
How can you do this to us? Like,
and now back to you, Shelly. Shut up!
and
honestly, that person is probably, whoever the talking head is probably not even in Detroit, or they're in like the safety of an Ares, like the headquarters up high.
They're in a space station.
Yeah.
So, I'm gonna spend a plot point to say Deliverance is like this bus takes her to a like a secure stop, and she's like ushered out as the wife of UCAS military member, and is put on like an armored car to go to their base because it's like discreet, relatively discreet, but it's like bulletproof and all that stuff because people have been attacking military family members or anybody associated with the military, and so she's gonna take a solitary ride to the base where ostensibly her family is.
Yes, and I would say that this base is probably somewhere on the edge of town, probably like probably alongside 8 Mile, the very famous road that that separates the good side of Detroit, at least the side of Detroit that is close to the wall from the even shittier side of Detroit on the other
Right.
side of
Right.
that road. So yeah, I would say that the military base is somewhere on the outskirts of town. And yeah, when you arrive at the and in Voltar, where would you be going?
Voltar would ask Deliverance if she was okay traveling by herself. First things first. She wants to make sure that Deliverance gets home safely.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll be taken care of. You watch out for those leg snatchers.
Voltar just, if she could laugh, she would. But she just kind of gives a small smile and she goes, "They can try.
All right, I'll be in touch.
Please be careful, Deliverance. I value you as a friend."
Oh, thanks, honey.
Where is Voltar going?
She is going to try to sneak in to where her father works, because I imagine he is not leaving work in this rioting thing.
So you're going to the Ares headquarters?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So yeah, so Deliverance, you find yourself at the military base. Voltar, you find yourself at Ares headquarters. The military base is very highly secure. You've been on military bases before, Deliverance, because of your husband's work, and this is unusual. Like, obviously, like the base is obviously on super high alert, and they're keeping any civilians from that are riding to get close to the base. Voltar, the Ares headquarters is has its huge volume of protesters, but they've all been expertly funneled by Knight Errant onto basically just places that will still create a convoy route for people that want to leave and enter the building. So there's like rocks and bricks being thrown at the armored car that's taking you back to the headquarters.
Okay. Yeah, see, I imagined actually like stealthing into Ares headquarters. Because Voltar is one sporting Ares pride. Like, her leather jacket has the Spartan head on it and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And two, she's completely cybernetic. So I would imagine her trying to just sneak in and not really like bother with you know.
So you're rocking Ares stuff, but you don't want to be seen.
Yes. Well,
okay.
yeah.
Give me a stealth test. Okay. Let's just do a general stealth test to see how close you can get to this building.
Yeah, because I was thinking like straight up roof crawling to get into a ventilation system. I will even do fucking glitch point to do that.
Oh, wow.
So I would imagine this is how she sneaks out of the facility.
Garbage.
Good.
Well, you have an edge.
Travis, shut your mouth. Did I roll anything? I can't see. 3 successes. Wait.
Yeah.
3 successes.
3 successes. Yeah, so you're able to, and you probably know this route like the back of your hand anyway. I'm sure you've traversed it a million times to get to the building, and you even know certain back routes and stuff to be able to basically just avoid any of the upfront security that would have been a hassle. So yeah, you're able to enter the Ares headquarters, and as you are walking through the building, you hear a scuffle and shouting happening in the nearby lobby away, and people are like, basically Ares security is tackling and subduing somebody who had a bomb.
Oh, great.
And managed to get themselves into the building.
So they have that handled?
Yeah, well, they're
Does it look like they have it handled?
Yeah.
Okay, because I would have, if not, I would have just.
Even if they didn't, like, yeah, this is an opportunity for you to use the ensuing confusion to leave.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're handling it.
Okay, yeah, I'll just use that to go up to the biotechnology
Yeah, and as like as the doors close, you hear a gunshot, execution style gunshot, and like the shell clattering on the marble floor of the lobby.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Voltar she waits patiently in the elevator that's probably playing.
Boom, 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 boom,
Yeah.
boom, 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 boom. Aries hopes you have a wonderful day. Boom, 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 boom.
Yep, and she's just
Ares,
straight
the
faced.
corporation that cares.
And she's just straight faced the entire time.
Yeah. So thanks, Pirate Cat. And then meanwhile, Fritz, I also want to cut to you. So while this is happening, you are in I would say sunny Berlin, but that wouldn't be true. It's gray.
I would love a smash cut from like there's anarchy in the streets. And like there's like like Voltar's trying to just like walk through it, and there's people getting executed, and she gets into like an elevator, and it all closes off, and then it cuts to Fritz, and he's like, drinking his alcohol, like just sitting in like a nice chair.
Definitely some beer out of a stein.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're at a bar, dive bar, would you say?
Probably not like, well, seeing him, he not like a super like bougie establishment, but not just like not just like a dive, like someplace that's nice enough but casual enough that he could sit there and not look out of place.
Yeah, I would say it's probably like a Seder Krupp owned establishment. The Seder Krupp being one of the top 10 megacorps of Shadowrun. Yeah, they basically control Berlin. Berlin used to be an anarchist state, and then they came in and said, "Nope, taking it over. Screw you guys." And so now they basically get with the program. And so you're in a posh but also like poorly managed, like it's not really kept up to like super high standards. It's just kind of like a bar for like the crappy employees to feel like, at home.
Yeah.
And so there's probably like pool tables and smoke in the air, and some probably like a German. What kind of music is Fritz into?
Classic.
No, well, I would say that I don't think he's
so-
very like exclusive of music. Like it's kind of just like if something's playing, he's like, oh, okay.
Okay.
But,
Then let's call it like German jazz dubstep.
Just folk music.
German jazz
German
dubstep
techno-pop.
folk music.
Bubblegum pop, yeah. K-pop, that's what your favorite music is.
G-pop for German.
G-pop, yeah.
I bet that sounds amazing.
G-step.
Definitely something that has like has that very like techno punk sound, but it's like all German lyrics,
Yep.
And it's like, are they rapping? Are they just yelling? Who knows?
Who knows?
They're sing yelling.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a gray kind of sad day as you remember Berlin.
Sunny Berlin is just a gray sad day.
Yeah. And it's even like now there's starting to be like a light drizzle on like the one pane of window glass of this establishment that's like super tinted. He is basically in if someone took a sidelong shot of him, he's like an aesthetic picture you would find somewhere. He's just enjoying his everything non-soy, just having like some real stuff. And yeah, there's probably some sort of like there's like something about the news that he probably sees, like the heavily tailored Detroit news that's like everything's fine, and then he's like,
looks over to the Shadow Net where everyone's like, everything's not fine! And he's like, yeah. But yeah, he's
I
definitely...
feel like Berlin might have there might be some network that's talking about like the implications of Ares leaving to the casts and like what that would mean for the general economy, the general Western economy. In particular, the rise of the casts and the fall of the UCAS. And so there's lots of talking heads discussing those implications, but for the most part, nobody's talking about the actual riots of the city.
Yeah, I feel like you would have to go online, which, I mean, Fritz is always online, but you'd have to go online to like look at news from a website or something, or just have a bunch of videos open of like bloggers talking about it, or even like those shaky cam videos of people being mugged and people.
But even if you would remember,
shit.
like there's been a communications kind of like just cut off. So social media is down in me feed is down in Detroit.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And yeah, there's a statement. It says, "We apologize for the downtime and for the downed. What is it when it's like the outage in Detroit? MeFeed will be up shortly." And it's been that way for several days, weeks.
Yeah, I think he's been like making sure he understands what's happening, but he's not trying to focus on it because he's trying to
relax,
distance himself from all of that right now because he's going to be headlong in it in a bit. So while everyone's on fire, he's enjoying a nice stein and some sauerbraten.
Which is really easy for you to do because very soon, like anything that has to do about Ares in Detroit starts getting buried with like celebrity gossip news and all that bullshit that nobody cares about.
Detroit is on fire, but this just in: the third baby adopted this week by Angelina Jolie, the 15th.
And it just shows her, she's like, "I love him."
She's like, "Hey,
named Pear."
I think this is a dog, actually.
It's a half dog, half.
It's like
human.
that.
It's a wakened dog.
It's like that news video where it's like a cat has been spotted outside, and right over there, that looks to be like a house cat, and it's just a house cat sitting in the grass.
It's like this is news.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorites.
But yeah, he spends
and putting
some time
whatever villain of the whatever global villain of the week or of the month there is, like putting saying another outrageous quote, how dare they, and then basically like distracting all of the social media masses to be like, oh my god, we need to get rid of him, get rid of her.
Can I spend a plot point to say that the global villain of the month is Ziggy?
Oh, that's amazing.
Okay.
For all the propaganda, he's
yeah, I would imagine that there's a German version of Ziggy out there that's like dubbed over.
yeah, it's been translated,
yeah.
So Ziggy has achieved national attention, and basically a lot of people are just digging into Ziggy, saying that he's like this uneducated goof trog, like saying all kinds of racist, awful things about him. But of course, he's a troll, so everybody thinks that they can get away with that. They're also saying things such as he says, like, how dare he talk about love and cooperation, and then meanwhile he's like trying to paint Ares in a negative light for making a smart business decision. There's a lot of flack being directed, and as a result, a lot of the episodes of Radio Free Detroit recently have been very vitriolic is not the word because he's never vitriolic, but it's been very impassioned lately because he's trying to defend his honor, really, and like his point of view. But the PR nightmare that has been caused recently has been just overblown. Like, you guys already know Ziggy, you've met Ziggy, you know that he's purposefully being represented in a shitty, awful way
Right.
by somebody, probably Ares, to distract the public from the repercussions of what's happening.
Oh my god, I don't know if it's just on the German TV or if it's on just anyone. There's got to be like the Nancy Grace of 2080, where she's like, your children are being brainwashed, and he's like, a troll philosopher says that he's constantly speaking of things to make your children like interested in him, and he's like, he talks about being interested in things like ice creams in order to get your children invested in his ideologies. And she's like, this cannot. He's like, these and it's like,
it's scary.
And he can't even say it right.
Yeah,
he can't even say it right. Ice creams.
And they dig up like really non-relevant shit about Ziggy from his past, and like even just in Berlin, just like sighs in German. He's like,
sighs in
German.
Subtitles.
Yeah. The new version of 2019 Anarchy comes with subtitles.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But yeah, even though he's trying to decompress and prepare himself for the inevitable war of coming back to America, he finds himself sort of like checking local happenings of Berlin and seeing like what's going on. Like, usually, like, it's not going to be insane because Sederkrop kind of like crack down. Like, there's not much out in the open as there would be in Detroit, but there has to be like some sort of like Shadowrun presence here, right? Like,
for sure.
There's definitely stuff happening in the cracks of Berlin.
There is, the cracks of Berlin are the remnants of the neo-anarchists. So.
Right. Yeah, he spends. How long is he in Germany for?
How long do you want to be in Germany for?
I was thinking something like 3 weeks to a month, honestly.
Yeah. I don't mind doing a time skip, actually. I think it would be beneficial to kind of give everybody that time alone to kind of catch up with people and themselves. So while that's happening in Berlin, Deliverance, going over to you. So when you get to the base, Amy and Sophia and Reggie, your kids, have all just left the school that they have on campus, on the base, and they're being basically like bussed back to the base that Sergeant Abraham is at, and you get there just as they descend to the truck, and you see Reggie and Sophia are just running up. They're like, "Mommy!" Wow! And Amy's kind of just hanging back now, and she's like, "Oh, okay."
So she gives them a big hug, and maybe I'll ask Chat, what did she bring back from Rome for them?
Oh yeah.
She gives them a big hug and picks Reggie up and like spins him around, and they're chattering and telling her all the things about their life and all the crazy stuff that's happened, and she like is pizza. She's like
full pizza.
She's just trying to kind of absorb it all. And she's gonna, I think for Reggie, she's gonna reach into her bag and take out a
Alien wife. Come on, guys.
You guys suck at buying things for kids. She's gonna bring out little pizza bites. That's what they are. It's a little pizza bite. The actual body of Christ, grown in vats from DNA scraped from the Shroud of Turin. Cool.
Wow.
Cool. Awesome. That's good stuff,
Well,
guys.
I know who I want to do Christmas with next year.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, small.
And,
what about like one small statue and like a fake crown of some sort?
I like that. I think Sophia will get the crown, and then I'm going to. So I'll take Raven's suggestion, and I'll take Mr. Citrus's suggestion of little pizza bites. And yeah, so it's a little statue that she gives to no, the crown to Sophia, and then she has a little statue. She kind of holds on to it and waits for Amy. Yeah.
Pope bobblehead.
It's so pretty. I'm pretty.
Ah, you look great, sweetheart.
They won't let me wear this to school.
Oh, I know, but you know what? You just lose it anyway. So let's be honest. We can play with it at home, okay?
Okay.
Perfect. And Reggie's like, I want it. He's like, go away.
Yeah, and Amy walks up and says, "Hey, Mom," and she just gives you like a hug? Question mark.
As in,
Yeah,
like,
it's sort of like
hug,
a side hug, awkward side hug.
How do you do, fellow family?
Hello, mother. And she Deliverance will hand her the statue, and I think it's a statue of a dragon. Let's say it's a statue of a dragon. Why not?
Of Don
Rest in peace, Dunkelzahn.
Of Zugelzahn. Yeah. Rest in peace.
And I'm gonna spend one more plot point to say Amy's like super obsessed with dragons.
Okay.
Why not?
Oh wow, Dunkelzahn.
Could be Dunkelzahn.
Teenage girl obsessed with dragons.
What?
I don't know. I mean, that's...
I've never heard of that. And now they're real, right?
Ages ago.
Yeah. Dude, can you imagine being like, I love dragons, and then it's like, well, one was our president for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I don't think she'd be into Dunkelzahn necessarily. Maybe she likes him kind of, but that's like too mainstream, right? That's
Yeah,
like
she wouldn't know like the political standings, I feel like.
Yeah, that would be
this is his twin brother Zunkeldon.
No, who's the chat will probably know this. That one that is on the side. Is it our leash? Is it the one that's on the side of the humans? I think there's an our leash and there's a has to be, but I don't remember which one is. I think
chat. Which dragon is it?
Our leash, Hualpa, Mujaji.
Probably not those. No.
Dude, I just found like the great dragons. I don't know if you're thinking of a great dragon.
No, they're both great dragons for sure.
I have a giant list of great dragons for you, bud. Here you go. Bam.
I wish I was a great dragon.
So does Amy.
Yeah.
Our leash is a feathered serpent.
Has to be is the spiritual successor of Big D. Okay, so probably let's say it has to be.
I only know
Big
one.
D. Big Papa D.
I only know one great dragon, and Retro's married to her.
Oh yeah.
That was so smooth. So smooth. Shut your mouth, Travis.
I like this dragon. You probably never heard of him. It has to be. Okay, it has to be. Yeah, has to be.
Yeah. Oh wow. Oh, this is really detailed. Thanks, Mom.
Yeah, you're welcome. They're kind of everywhere in Europe. A lot of people are into it.
Yeah. Cool.
Where's your dad?
I don't know. I think he's still training some recruits.
Oh.
Secret
Yeah,
meetings.
they just brought me here, gave me the key. I didn't haven't seen him yet. Hey, how's school going here?
It sucks. It's very rigid, and I miss my friends.
Yeah,
I miss Bridget.
Oh, Bridget. I hope she's
okay. How's Bridget doing?
I don't know. We can't really contact anybody outside of the base.
Smash cut to her with a Molotov cocktail outside of a convenience store.
Down
with the system! Investigate that, motherfucker!
She's got like her camera strung around her neck.
Yeah.
Oh God. It's terrible, isn't it? It's terrible.
Yeah. Well, Aries can suck a big fat dick.
Damn right they can.
Boop, 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 boop.
Jeez, Mom.
Ugh. Sorry, I'm. Anyway,
You're suddenly like very well aware that you're on an Aries base. Well, it's technically UCAS, I guess.
UCAS, yeah. So it's.
But it's basically like everything here is Aries. It's all like Aries equipment.
I
don't
think.
think she's the first person to say that Aries can suck a big fat dick on that base that
Yeah.
hour.
Right, yeah.
I'm sure the
Like,
guards are
everyone's
just
mad.
kind of aware of it, and they're just like, yeah, whatever. Like, I'm sure everybody else is dealing with their own problem. It's not
But
like
this is
every
the
single
thing.
person is evil.
Didn't Aries betray UCAS, kind of?
Yeah, but that doesn't mean
In a
that they
way?
don't still have Aries tech on them.
I guess so. But anyway, regardless, I think Deliverance, she kind of goes, damn right, and then sort of stops and looks around and says, let's go outside.
So yeah, walking inside is like this. It's like a little barracks, basically. It's nothing particularly what you would call comfortable, but it's more comfortable than what the recruits get, since you're family. But yeah, you get like a little. They have like a little house, little kitchenette, little you know, like living room. It's a living room in front of a TV, and everybody eats in front of the TV because there's no space for a dining table, kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so I think Deliverance will
Bunk
put
beds.
something together, and she feels like after coming from this intense week of learning about blood magic with Pure Heart and the Master Shedham and near death, she's kind of making dinner, and she hears her kids like laughing and playing and bickering, and she has a profound sense of loneliness. She's in this world but not really part of it anymore, and she's lost that connection with the store, and she's lost most of her friends, and she doesn't know what's happened to her church, and she thought Pure Heart would be kind of a connection for her, but he disappointed her in the end, and it's kind of hard to put one foot in front of the other right now.
Yeah.
I have a question
Mhm.
before I spend this plot point. Is there any way Voltar could contact could contact any of the two out of or in Detroit?
Yeah.
Is there any way that she could do this? Is there any contact whatsoever? I shall wait. Is there any way that Voltar can contact one of the two characters in or out of Detroit?
You could probably contact Deliverance.
Okay. I want to spend a plot point, and
Actually,
I'll
we'll
have
say
one
that you guys can stay. We'll say that you guys have some kind of connection through Fritz.
Okay.
Sure.
It was for Deliverance. Sorry, Fritz. But I will spend a plot point and have one plot point left that when right as like Deliverance is like, well, this fucking sucks. She gets like a message from Voltar that just asks, "Is everything okay?" We got this, Oz.
You guys, you guys.
Yeah,
will-
yeah,
We got this.
Yeah. So she sends a message to Deliverance saying, "Is everything okay?"
Mm-hmm.
And that's it?
It's just
Sure.
a text message. Is like everything okay?
And Deliverance gets in and kind of goes, and texts back, "As well as can be expected."
Yeah, you get like a emoji face, and she says, "Well, at least you're not stuck in an elevator right now, listening to the same old news
Bum, 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 bum.
and music."
She laughs when she reads that, kind of like a humorless laugh. And she's gonna start a group chat with all three.
Yeah, group chat.
Group chat. And says, "Hey Fritz, how's the state of Berlin? Must be better than here."
Well, it's comfortable. but all the news is heavily tailored to people who don't understand what's going on. The entire world is being lied to about the state of Detroit.
Really?
It's to be expected. It's to save face, you know. All the UKS is happy with the movement of areas to Berlin, to Georgia, and you know, it's to save face. But yeah, there's not rioters here in the fatherland, so it's good in that regard. Also, no soy, which
Well, that must
very
be
good.
nice.
I'll have to come someday when you're done being in the pit of the United States.
It is not calming down. Someone is going around that is trying to take cyber limbs and other organs, not to mention just general rioters.
Insanity, more like.
Yes, I've been keeping up on the shadow net, making sure that everything hasn't boiled over yet. But
The people in
I-
the Ares headquarters building seem forced to say that everything is okay. I've seen a lot of people at their computers webcamming their family. They seem to be stuck in the building.
Oh.
well, just hope the two of you stay safe. I believe Deliverance, you should be fine, but Voltar, you are a walking target with the Ares connections and, well, frankly, memorabilia. Just you'll want to be careful. Not saying you can't handle yourself, but it's might be best to keep as low a profile as possible. Why am I turning French? Too much. Europe is such a wonderful place.
And I'm gonna flash forward a few hours. And Abe has come home. He's asleep beside Deliverance, and she's awake. And she's kind of like clutching her blankets and rubbing her face, and she moves her blankets a little bit, and you can see it's revealed that she's clutching a small knife. And I think I'm gonna leave it up to chat whether or not she lets out some blood, whether or not she cuts herself. I want to hear what you guys think. If she's gonna give in to the temptation.
Stab him!
Not Abe! Not Abe! Something else entirely is going on in chat. I don't think anyone's paying attention to what we're saying. There's like a whole thing about ghosts and
Nick Morgan
Yeah.
wants me to draw Rule 34 of Travis, and I'm going to send Sarah a copy. That's what was going on. And I think I killed Sarah.
Yeah.
awesome. That sounds awesome.
So your question right now is, you want to see if I got distracted. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Deliverance is tempted to cut herself, to start like to just feel the power of the blood magic. She's got her knife in bed with her.
First person who said it was Palmer, and that's no blood magic. And all
Palmer
that.
says no. I wanted to put it to chat.
Yep.
Also, maybe to see if they're paying attention.
Pay attention, chat. This is going to be on the test.
Pay attention.
Jeez.
This is important.
Vote no blood magic.
yeah,
Blood
everyone wants
sausages.
you to stay the course.
Okay, well she She kind of looks at the knife and then at her hand, and takes a deep breath and throws it like on the ground and kind of skitters across the floor away from her so she can't reach it.
Nice.
Meanwhile, Voltar. So let's I'll spend a plot point. Say that it's been several days, maybe even a week.
I'm sorry, I'm very distracted. Your green screen's moving and I got very distracted.
Right. Yeah.
I know what it is. It's not ghosting
Yeah.
you. It's your husband.
No, it's not a ghost. Adrian's trying to like get around it because I set it up. I don't know, it's kind of cramped right now. And
I'm sorry. Continue.
Yes. What was I? Jeez.
Good show, guys.
You're so distracting.
To all the new people who are watching, welcome.
This is totally normal.
Thank you for staying with us.
Okay, so it's been several days, several weeks. Actually, we'll say a week. Since you've arrived, I would say that you're probably with.
Those for buff stuff, McGruff. He was like, "Can I get away from anyone?" And I was like, "Yes, goodbye. Sleep good."
Oh, goodbye, Wave.
Yay!
Everyone,
Bye,
double
guys.
hand
Good
wave.
night, buff stuff, McGruff.
Jazz hands.
So you've had a lot of the sitting around the nice garden, Asian garden apartment, that loft manse thing that Colton Copper, your father, has. This is really distracting.
Only as distracting as
Focus.
naked.
Focus.
Yeah.
Here, you know what? As Voltar is sitting down, she ends the group chat that she just had with her two runners, and she looks at like I would imagine there's like a virtual koi pond in this like Zen garden thing. It's not like real. It's not real water.
Not real fish. Yeah.
Not real fish. And she kind of like, uncrosses her legs, stands up, moves to the paneling windows to look outside, and looks down at the rioting and everything like that. And she'll kind of give like a heavy sigh, and she kind of like looks at the patch on her jacket on her arm, which is like the Aries symbol. And she stares at it for a long time, and she puts her hand over it and grips it really tight.
To which Colton walks up and says, I hope you're not getting cold feet with all of this riot business.
Or what?
It's rather unpleasant that we have to make this move to leave Detroit, but this is what's best for the company. As far as we're concerned, Detroit has become a liability. The UCAS has become a liability.
Why would I get cold feet from this? What are you planning? Other than Phase 2, which I still don't have the details of.
Well, you don't have the details of it because you still haven't said that you fully trust your team. Do you fully trust your team?
I do. The last run we had, one of the others had to use me as the weapon.
And you call that trust?
I do. It saved my life and theirs. If he wasn't there, I would have been dead.
Well, then it seems that you've gotten close. That's good. I need a team that's going to work together. Would you say that you work together optimally?
We do.
Good. Then why don't we gather your team together, and we'll debrief on phase 2.
I am not sure they want to be in Ares headquarters with someone who works for Ares with things that are going on currently in Detroit. Not to mention their location.
Well, then make them.
How?
I don't exactly know the intricacies of your team's situation, so this is really up to you.
Give it time. I know that they need time from the last run.
How much do they want to be paid?
I would have to ask them. And Voltar will send a message saying if there was a job that she had, how much. Alright, well, first Voltar's gonna ask.
In the group chat?
Yeah, Voltar's gonna ask first to Colton. Is it wet work? Is it milk running? Like, what? Without giving anything too away, because they have to know something. She needs a term of something to actually get a price set for them. She can't just be like, hey, if there was a job, how much would you want to get paid? Because that's just ridiculous. They're not gonna know, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So...
It's in Chicago.
Chicago.
What do you want to do in Chicago?
Exterminate.
Exterminate.
She'll send a group chat message to both Fritz and Deliverance, saying if there was a job in Chicago that dealt with extermination, how much would you want to get paid?
Are the Daleks running this particular... No Doctor Who fans? Okay.
I understood that reference.
Exterminate! I got you! It just took me a minute.
Yeah, Fritz just straight up, he's like, I don't like the verbiage. Exterminate isn't exactly. I'm not a glorified hitman.
Yeah, she'll just say I can't get any more information other than that word.
That doesn't sound really pleasant. Can you give us at least a couple of details?
She'll just send back I can try. And she'll turn back to her father and say, they want more details.
This has to be kept on a... This is off the books. This is very off the books. I'm in the middle of this confusion. This is actually an excellent time for me to allocate funds to this phase. And make it look as though it were being allocated elsewhere. It's a good time to sneak funds away from Ares' overview.
So Ares wouldn't be involved?
No. You're
What
doing this
other-
for me.
What other details are there that my team needs to know?
I'm not planning on I'm not planning on being dishonest. I'm not going to be dishonest. I am straightforward about what I need done. And though I will be somewhat vague, I also need I need that discretion, and I will say that yes, the the job is advanced. It is difficult, and it will require good teamwork.
Voltar will send to the group. The run will be difficult. It involves keeping it on the down low, very stealthy. It is very direct of what our Johnson would like. He claims to say that he's not going to hide anything, which I'm going to roll a judge intentions on that.
Okay.
Speaking of which is logic plus charisma.
Ooh,
4
and,
successes.
Here, roll a glitch die.
Because I'm so good at those. 5, eat it.
Nice. Nice. In your entire time with Colton has never purposefully... He's never deceived you. He's kept things vague for confidentiality reasons, which is normal for corporate. In this case, you get the sense that he's speaking to you as like his only confidant, like the one that he trusts the most to get this done. He seems determined, and he seems sad.
I figured. I have an idea of what it could be. Voltar will send after, like, he claims not to... he claims to be telling the truth, and Voltar will send back, like, he hasn't failed me yet. I trust him completely. He seems determined that this run gets done. So the question remains, how much would you two like to be paid?
Guys, I kind of forget what's the going rate. What do we get? That's like 5 karma, 6 karma. That's a lot, right?
Yeah, I would say here. Let's look at your previous purchase, your previous earnings. Karma record. Where you at? Karma record. 3 karma. You can also state that there will, of course, also be assets that will be on loan from.
Yeah, I figured as
from
much.
The benefactor.
Voltar will say that will have benefits of. She'll also send that even though this is in Detroit, this is off books of Ares.
It's in Chicago, not Detroit.
Yeah.
Right.
Did I say
I can't. Yeah. I can't seem to pull up the karma record. So if anybody can help.
I have that.
I have it. Oh wait, I have it.
What were you wondering?
Like what's kind of like some of the most difficult jobs you've done? How much have you earned for those?
There was the highest we've earned for a single job has been 4.
Yeah. I'm looking at. I don't know how to look at my prices, how we earned it, but I'm looking at. Oh, that's the other page, right? Derp. Herp-a-derp.
Yeah.
Yeah, the highest it looks like is 4, the lowest looks like it's 3.
Sure, I'll throw back 5. I'll say 5 karma. That's what I want. I'll message that. Why not?
What does Fritz say? Solid 45 karma each.
45. Thanks, Nick.
You joke, but Fritz just sends back the number 25.
Yeah, Voltar will 15's kind of in the middle.
He prefaces it. He afterwards he says, "You expect a technomancer to stand within Ellie's grounds and then receive a job that no one else in Ares is supposed to know and carry it out of the books with no Ares employees. It's like it smells of scapegoat.
Voltar will send back, perhaps I didn't use the correct term. Meaning off-books Ares, this has nothing to do with it.
Again, we are receiving a job from an Ares higher up, and he wants us to exterminate. That word choice, by the way, is very interesting. It's not. I hate everything about this. No, 25 karma minimum.
Voltar will turn back to Colton and say, the highest is 25. Sorry, 25 karma.
Each?
25 karma.
Wait, is this each or total?
Each. You have to understand that we are working somewhat for Ares. And both of them aren't happy with what Ares is doing. Not to mention the location and the phrase exterminate works. And also the vague details of what this run is going to be.
Okay. Give me a negotiation test.
I don't have that, so charisma plus what?
+2. Somebody's echoing.
It's probably
Yep,
me.
I hear it as
It's
well.
me. It's me. Don't worry. I know. 7, and I'm gonna re-roll that.
7.
2.
Sorry,
Oh,
2.
7 dice. Okay, I was like, what?
4 successes.
Ooh,
50.
I just start saying numbers.
Yeah.
50 karma.
That's what I did. That's what I was like. Works.
It echoes whenever I get this close to my mic, but I have to be this close for you guys to hear me. So
Okay. He smirks and says, "That's is obnoxiously high."
yeah, Voltar just kind of nods like an agreement, but she also understands.
I can offer 24 karma split amongst your team, so 8 karma apiece.
Voltar will send back 8 karma apiece. 8 karma apiece.
Yeah, Deliverance is in for that.
25.
You
Each.
messing around.
She'll send back with a question mark. If it's split, it's going to be
Oh,
an
hey,
odd
each,
number.
Of course.
Yeah, that's why I made it like 24. So
Yeah.
8 karma apiece, not 25 each.
You could always make it 26 and then split it.
Divided by 3? I don't think so.
Would it?
27 I can.
There you go, 27. While Travis is thinking of this, or rather Fritz is debating, Voltar is going to pause for a moment after looking away from her comlink. What exactly are we exterminating? May I ask? I will not tell my team if that is necessary.
A queen.
This will not solve anything of your past. You do realize this.
What exactly are you referring to?
I thought it was obvious.
I don't know what you're referring to.
This will not solve the death of my sibling.
Your sibling. So you remember your sibling.
We had an argument about it.
Yes. Oh, that's right, yes. It says,
So I was very confused. I was like, is she trying?
Sorry, that's me.
No, I was thinking, is Colton still trying to brainwash her to think that she's just going insane?
Yeah, no, he's not gaslighting you. It says, no, it actually will. Victoria was lost to us. And if there is any way to get her back, we have to take it. We have to take that chance.
Is that why you designed me to look like a female?
Females tend to be more efficient when it comes to espionage, especially with the amount of augmentations that you've been given. It's you're seen as less of a threat than if you were male. Of course, at the same time, you were exhibiting signs of being unhappy in your body, and so I gave you what you wanted deep down.
Was it what you wanted?
I've always wanted what is best for you, and what you went through in the containment zone messed you up. It messed you up bad.
Even though all the memories I have of the procedures, I never wanted it.
As I've said, those erased memories were for your benefit, your mental health. There was no way that you were going to continue living any sort of quality life. We had you in a padded cell. We had sharp objects removed. You didn't even want to live. We couldn't I wasn't going to lose another child.
Even though I am nothing like I was before?
What you were before was broken, it was faulty, and it's in the past. You are now better. You are improved, and you have the potential to be something better than you will ever be, you will ever have been.
But not perfect.
Not yet.
I think I'm perfect.
I appreciate your confidence. You're going to need that when you go into Chicago. Into the quarantine zone.
She'll look back at the comm link for Fritz.
I mean, he said 25 each. Am I able to... Because it's not a projection, right? The comm link. If it's like a video call, is it like a projection or is it just in your own AR?
I would say right now you guys are just kind of communicating via like
Texting.
Text.
yeah.
Right. But I mean,
think-
like if you were to call,
I think it would be like FaceTime.
Yeah.
I'm
you
wondering
could-
if I can project an image out of her comm link to the guy she's talking to.
Let's say yes.
Okay.
Yeah, go for
it. Fritz, quick, like as she's having the conversation, he finishes his pint, pays, and then leaves and finds an alleyway, and projects out of her comm link, with the silhouetted form.
Yeah. So you have like the silhouetted. He's in a lab coat, like your usual avatar, right?
Yeah.
And it's just like a wireframe figure.
Right.
So yeah, you have like this holographic projection kind of go into AR for you and for Colton.
Voltar is shocked as she can be.
I don't believe we've had the. Don't believe we've made each other's acquaintance personally, Fulton. But I will just be frank with you. This is not acceptable. This task you have us being sent on. It reeks of deniability and expendability from the part of everyone involved. Maybe not Voltar here, but I don't trust you. And I will never trust you, even though my comrade here does.
That's fine.
So-
I don't need your trust.
Well, it sounds to me like your shopping list of people willing to do this is very low, and that the three of us is your best bet, or the only ones you want to do it, or whatever the case may be, you need the three of us specifically. And the price is not going to be low for that.
When you say deniability, deniable assets, that is exactly what you are. That is what all of you are as Shadowrunners. Of course, I have investments that I intend to protect. However, yes, the job is not without its risks. And yes, it is a job that certainly merits high karma reward. However, your pairing with this team ultimately you are as expendable as we need you to be. And if you wish to make yourself expendable by not accepting the offer, then we can find someone else and we can hold off on phase 2. 8 karma, or you walk.
we both know that you're not going to find someone else. So once you warm up to my offer, we will speak again. But this is not something I'm going to do lightly unless I have all of the details for it. You're not going to...
Is that all you need? Details?
I want all of the details. Every single one.
Then let's arrange a meeting.
Not in Aries.
Of course not in Aries.
Then where?
Chat.
Wally Johnson.
Chat, yes.
Yeah, chat. Chat, where would a biotechnology CEO? Am I right? Is he part of?
He's
yeah.
He's a
He's
director.
high up. Yeah, director.
He's director of biotechnology in Detroit Aries headquarters. Where would he German polka bar for?
Ooh, I just like the aesthetic of a subway tunnel access hall. That's
agree.
aesthetically pleasing.
I agree. Let's take it. Subway tunnel access hall. Thank you to Sirkif. Sirkif 1.
That is not the one I need. There we go.
Yes. We will. You get a location ping of, and it's just like so offhanded. Like this is one of the many. You just get the impression this is one of the many places that he has just on file, on hand, that he can go ahead and arrange something at. And so you get a, let's see, a subway tunnel access hall in, let's say, the Rivertown Warehouse District.
Rivertown Warehouse District?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Oh man.
Voltar's gonna send that to Deliverance since she's not in on this chat.
All right. Yeah, Deliverance doesn't know any of what's been going on.
Voltar's gonna do her best to remember word for word what Fritz and Colton are saying to each other, and you're gonna get like a screenplay of what's going on. Because she can't record it.
I wasn't trying to have it be like exclusive. Like if there was a way that everyone was still privy to the conversation, then that's yeah.
Pretty much, Voltar's going to give you a play-by-play, either record it and or screen write it. So,
but since it's an AR, Fritz is definitely walking circles around Colton.
Like a vulture.
Like the wireframe like has its hands behind its back and like stops right next to him, and when he turns his head to speak to it, it's already on the other side of him. And he's just playing mind games and fucking with him because he doesn't like him.
Voltar is
impressed.
Yeah.
Voltar is standing a few inches away from this, and there's a range of what you could call emotions on her face when Colton is talking about her group being expendable, and all of that fun stuff. She's just kind of keeping it to herself, but occasionally she looks down and looks rather upset and angry and sad all at the same time. So, but she keeps quiet.
We'll have a meet. I will discuss the job. The terms are 8 karma each, and I don't tell everybody that you're a technomancer and that you have a blood mage on your team.
You do not want to threaten me, Colton. I will do you the favor of forgetting that you just tried to, and you will never do it again. Do you understand me?
And I will do you the favor of letting you know that whatever you wish to try won't happen. If you want to try a director at Ares, you're free to. However, just so you know, what will rain down upon you, you will not recover from. 8 karma, you take the job, and you stop mouthing off.
To be young again.
Voltar's gonna send this, as she's telling Deliverance all this. There's, in the middle of it, she just says, "Can I stay at your place?"
Dad and Dad are fighting.
Well, Mr. Coulton, we're off to a very terrible start, aren't we? Just,
And whose fault was that?
before you start playing the high horse with everything because of a corporate executive job and failing your city, just think about which one of us has more to lose. And then the wireframe disappears.
Nice. And I think with that, let's take a 5-minute break, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yikes.
Hey, you
Yeah.
don't care about your dad surviving this season, right?
Oh, look at her face! Look at her face! I don't win.
When they started threatening each other, I was like, if they were in a room together, Voltar wouldn't protect Fritz. She
That's
still
fine.
considers her dad. So
Well, that's not one place or the other. I'll have you know, I did not start threatening anybody.
oh, you did.
No, I didn't. I did not. He
I was
threatened me, and then I told him that he was being a little prissy bitch. We're going on break.
All right. So, 5-minute break. Stay tuned, everybody.
Oh,
Fucking
Jesus.
NPC mother.